Hello everyone, I am MisterFrisco and this is my real estate show. Today on my show, Frisco housing market. My guest today will be Kevin MacKenzie, owner and CEO of Element company, one stop for small businesses. And we will talk about Frisco Real Yard, one place to have fun in Frisco.
Meet Mr. Frisco, a realtor selling residential real estate in Frisco and far North Dallas. As a former professional athlete, track and field, and strength and conditioning coach, Mr. Frisco immigrated to the USA 20 years ago with $50 in his pocket, a suitcase, and zero English to pursue the American dream and build a successful real estate business. Hardworking, persistent, customer service, and detail-oriented, Mr. Frisco strives to secure a smooth closing on his client's biggest investment, their home. He puts his experience and knowledge to serve his clients the best way possible. Building his business by referral allows him to maintain relationships with his clients and serve them even after the transaction is closed. This is Frisco Realty News with Mr. Frisco.
So let's see what's happening on Frisco real estate market in June. The median Frisco existing home price for June is 2.8% lower compared with the same time of the last year, reaching $679,950, and the median price for June increased 4.6% compared with May. So the market has been going up. The inventory on the market is 22.4% lower compared with the same time of the last year, with 332 houses for sale on the market, and it increased 19.8% in June compared with May. The median existing home sales for June is 9.6% lower compared with the same time of the last year, reaching 206 sold homes. And the home sales for June stayed the same compared with May. The median days on the market in June is higher compared with the same time of the last year, reaching 10 days, and it takes 4 days more in June to sell a home compared with May. The month supply on the market is 2 months, which is still very strong sellers market. So let's talk about the market inventory in how it affects the prices and the real estate market at all. Basically, the inventory on the market reflects the demand versus supply, a basic economic rule. In the real estate context, inventory refers to the total number of properties that are available for sale at a given time. This could include single-family homes, condos, townhomes, and more. It's a snapshot of what's on the market. Inventory is a critical concept in the real estate, helping to indicate whether it's a buyer's or a seller's market. By understanding inventory, you can gain insight into the real estate market's current state and make informed decisions whether you are a buyer, seller, or just interested in the market. Inventory is a key indicator of the health of the real estate market. If many homes are for sale, high inventory. It's generally a buyer's market. This means there are more options for buyers, prices may be lower, and buyers can take their time choosing a home. If there are fewer homes for sale, lower inventory, it's often a seller's market. This means there may be more buyers than homes available, and less buyers compete for more buyers compete for one home. So when there are more homes available with less buyers on the market, then the competition is higher and the prices are going up, and we can tell that this is a typical seller's market. Currently, there is an increase of about 21.5% of available homes for sale compared to the same time of the last year. What this means is that it's the perfect time to buy a home. Actually, let's say not the perfect time. I would say it's a good time to buy because there is more choice. Higher available homes represent a lower prices usually, but now, as I always say, we're in a kind of a weird market. The inventory has been increasing, but it's still very low compared with 2019. So the prices are still going up. However, it's more choice for the buyers. Keep in mind that other factors can come into the market prices. These include economic changes, interest rates, and local factors like new construction or job growth. Seasonal trends can also play a part. There are often more homes for sale in the spring and summer than in the fall and winter. And now it's time for my guest. Let me introduce you to Kevin MacKenzie, owner and CEO of Element. All right, Kevin, welcome to my podcast.
Thank you, Victor.
Good to have you. How was your day today?
Tremendous day. Tremendous day. So busy.
You're always busy, man.
It's the way to be.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing. So you are owner and CEO of Element.
Correct. Element Business Management.
Element Business Management. Why Element?
So the concept from Element came, I was with a firm before that did some of the same things, but didn't totally encompass what Element does. And so, when I was conceptualizing the company, Victor, what I wanted to do was create a company that provided all of the elements that a small business owner would need to be successful in business. I wanted to be able to take my experience. I'm a serial entrepreneur. And so I wanted to be able to take some of the experiences and the things that I had done, some of the missteps that I have had, and also some of the successes that I've had, and incorporate that. But as you well know, it takes a lot of different things, a lot of different elements to be able to incorporate and run a successful business. And that's where the name Element came from.
Okay. So you always had an element.
Yes.
To the businesses.
That's
All
right.
right.
That's correct.
So you, as you said, you're the one stop for the business owners.
Correct.
When you stop on your pit stop, what they're going to receive?
Well, it depends on what their needs are. And that's the thing too. It's not a one size fits all thing, just like, small business isn't a one size fits all. There's so, many different industries and categories and different ways that business owners go about business. And so what I try to do, with each and every person that contacts me, is I try to leave them with more information. I try to leave them in a better spot than when I found them. And all that means is when I do the initial consult, I want to find out what their challenges are, what concerns them the most. What are the things that keep, what things keep them up at night. Sometimes it can be something very, very simple to me. Sometimes it's just as simple as, hey, Kevin, should I be an LLC? Should I be a corporation? I'm just a sole proprietor. Is there anything wrong with that? And then we go into a conversation about what the ramifications are, not only from a legal standpoint, from a liability standpoint, but from a taxation standpoint. Other times, they'll ask me, hey, Kevin, do I need to have a particular budget? If I'm self-employed, if I'm 1099, should I be setting aside a certain amount of taxes for myself? So, what I try to do is, find out what they're doing, and a lot of times if it's a larger company, they may have questions for me about how they're handling their payroll, how they're handling their employees. I've had, believe it or not, companies before that have already been established for multiple years, and they're carrying all of their full-time employees. I came across a company, they're carrying all of their full-time employees as contract workers. And I was like, that's a big no-no. You're going to get in trouble. And so I had to sit and explain why. And then they're like, okay, well, clearly I didn't know. And I said, well, ignorance is not a defense, And so then we had to sit and talk about it. And then, then what's the fix? And then we start walking through that. So that's really it, and then it can encompass those things all the way from, hey, we should sit down and talk about, a business owner's, bottom line, their profitability, if how they can increase that, These are the different types of things that we look at.
Okay, so actually we cannot do the business services and consulting. So you consult companies how to increase their cash flow, how to save money, how to stay out of trouble, and just this complex thing, you put it in one company.
Correct. Yeah. So one of the things we do, for some companies is we provide them with fractional general counsel. Legal services are something that's very important, and sometimes it's not even a full-blown general counsel. Some companies can't afford to have a general counsel. That's a luxury, right? Having somebody on staff that's an attorney that can tell you how to stay out of trouble and how to steward your resources, and that's one thing. But sometimes it can be just having the resources to say, I need to write a contract correctly. I need to make sure that this contract's airtight. If I'm presenting something to my clients, I want to make sure it's correct. And we do that as well. So we'll a lot of times we do contract reviews. A lot of times we'll go and take a contract and we'll review it and edit it. The one of the premises of this was to be able to provide these what I call white collar services, right? Accounting, strategic tax planning, bookkeeping, legal services, business consulting, without breaking the bank for the small business owner. They can do it a la carte. I do have some business owners that use the full suite of services. Now, that's kind of magical because all of these professionals that work on their behest are communicating with each other. So that's nice because a lot of times if you're a business owner, you go hire an attorney, and you go over here and you hire a CPA, and you go over here and you hire a business consultant, but they're not communicating with each other. They don't have any common interest in your business. So that's a dynamic that's proven to be, again, very magical. But, so these are some of the other things where when you scale it down, though, and you provide these services, as I mentioned, a la carte, it makes it a lot more affordable. So when you call an attorney, at my firm to, let's say, review a contract, they're not hitting a timer and charging you $350, $400 an hour.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good to know. So small businesses actually got hit pretty bad during the COVID.
Yes.
They had issues with the cash, with keep their employees, and that probably keeps you busy now. But what was the main issue for the small businesses, and it's still after COVID, after these hard times, that even a lot of businesses, they just got out of business. What are the main struggle for in your opinion, in your experience, for the small businesses, COVID and after COVID?
Well, during COVID, obviously, obviously a lot of the major struggles were cash flow. Because market share was critically hit for all these businesses. A lot of them were completely cut off at the knees, and so a lot of them were fortunate enough to be able to hang on. Some of them were not so fortunate. Some of them had to temporarily shut down, and then had to try to scramble out and regroup. And there were some relief in the form of government programs. Obviously, a lot of people have heard, of some of the federal assistance programs that were available to businesses during that time. And now there's, for the businesses that stuck it out, whether you were an essential business or not, if you kept full-time employees on during that time, if you were during 20 and 21, and you kept full-time employees on payroll, and you stuck it out, and you kept those people, and you didn't let them go. The government rewards you for that, and that they do that in through the form of something that a lot of people have probably are hearing a lot of because there's starting to become a lot of buzz about it, and that's ERC. And ERC is simply Employee Retention Credit. It's available through the IRS. Now, I tell people all the time when we talk about ERC that it's one of those things where it's sort of caveat emptor, and it's simply because there's a lot of companies that have sprung up literally overnight. And what I tell people is that if you're going to do ERC, engage in ERC, do the research on it first of all, but also have a qualified accounting firm that has a reputation, that you can research, that you can know has has a history that you can vet, do this for you, because it's paramount. Okay, just seeing some flashy company on TV saying, "Hey, we do ERC," that's probably not your best bet. So, and the reasons for that are many, but one of the reasons is because there is a lot of complex paperwork that needs to be done, and it needs to be done correctly. You also want to make sure that you're using an accounting firm that has done a few of these, because you want it done correctly. Because at the end of the day, the accounting company is not responsible to the IRS. You, the business owner, are. If you do something, that's a violation, they're not on the hook legally. They're not on the hook financially. It's you, the business owner. So that's what I want to. That's what I would tell business owners. First and foremost. And then also a lot of things that people are missing lately is there's what I would call aftercare. Once the ERC is done, once you receive the refund from the IRS, which by the way can be up to $26,000 per employee that you kept on during the pandemic. It's significant. There are addendums. There's follow-up paperwork. There are filings that have to be done after the fact, and that's equally important. A lot of these companies, they charge you a lot of money to do it up front. They do the paperwork, they get you the money back, but then they don't do the proper steps afterwards, and they just leave you in the lurch. So these things are very important. That's why you need to have a qualified accounting firm that'll do it for you.
Yeah, I believe a lot of companies they got in trouble because they didn't understand exactly what it was about. Some of them even didn't keep their employees. So yeah, they apparently need to call you. All right, now. The interest rates, so they're going up.
Yes.
And the Fed, I heard, is gonna increase them another quarter of point.
That's what they're talking about.
Sometimes they're talking and they do it, and that's scary.
Lately, it's been a trend. It's been a trend.
But actually, the main issue for small businesses, especially for small business, is the cash flow and financing, and the cash. And do you do anything about it for them?
Absolutely. So, it really doesn't matter what the interest rate environment is. Since the beginning of time, businesses need capital. If they're needing to expand, if your business needs capital today, you can't say, "Oh, interest rates are too high, I need to wait." You need capital. However, there's a lot of things that go into that, and you still want to get the most aggressive rate possible. And what a lot of people don't know is that literally the devil is in the details. So if you're going to have to go to the bank, which some people think is the devil, you're going to want to make sure that you have your ducks in a row. And that's another thing that my firm specializes in. We have very talented CPAs and accountants. And what we do for companies is kind of do a pre-audit for lending. And what that means is that we're going to look at your books and we're going to discover problems before the bank discovers problems. When you apply for a loan, when it gets into underwriting and they're already looking at it, it's too late. I mean, because it's so hard. Once they're finding problems and they're finding reasons to tell you no, it's hard to resurrect that, But if we can find things ahead of time and say, well, that's going to be a problem. This could be problematic, and we can fix those things and get your paperwork clean going in. Well, now you're going to not only much greatly increase your chances of getting the loan, but then also getting the most competitive interest rate that you can, so that you're not subjecting yourself to a high interest loan or having to go get hard money, or doing some of the riskier loans that are going to get you really high interest, and obviously that's also affecting your profit margin. So that's, again, we have a passion for helping business owners. Our motto is we're here to help you, improve your bottom line. So we want to make sure that we're helping you through that end as well. So that's definitely something you want to look out for. And also, we have relationships with several institutional lenders, a lot of local and national banks. We don't make any money. By law, we can't from these institutional banks. But I can introduce a lot of times a business owner to a banker where they're looking, that particular that particular business is the kind of business that banker is looking for. So if you combine that with us having a look at that, the way that business is doing business and looking at the books, a lot of times you can set them up for success.
All right, because we're almost to the end of my podcast. Last question, really quick. You're not only helping businesses to get a credit and cash flow, but you're saving them money.
Correct.
How do you do that?
We save businesses routinely 30 to 40% off of their tax liability. We do that with a very sophisticated platform that we utilize. It's very high tech, but we scrub the entire tax code. We find opportunities to save you money through finding write-offs for your business. We do that for free. So we can basically, I call it finding hundreds of thousands of dollars in the couch cushions. It costs you nothing. You call us up. We do a quick evaluation. It's painless. A lot of times we can save you. It's amazing sometimes the amount of money that we can save business owners. So you don't know if you don't call.
So if somebody wants to reach out to you, how can they reach you out?
Well, one of the easiest ways, and I'll give you two distinct ways to call. One is just to call me direct, and that is 214-878-2338. 214-878-2338 or 1-844-ELEMNT. And so, it's 1-844-ELEMENT for short, but you can always call me direct at 214-878-2338, or you can go to the website, and that is succeedwithelement.com. That's SUCCEEDWITHELEMENT.com.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate you came to my show, and I will see you around.
All right, for sure.
One of the main draws of the Frisco Real Yard is its lineup of food trucks. They serve an amazing range of cuisines. There is something for everyone, from burgers and pizzas to tacos and desserts. The beauty of it? Well, you can choose a different dish every time you visit. The Real Yard is one outdoor venue. The open-air seating allows you to enjoy your meal in a casual and relaxed environment. It's the perfect place to unwind with friends and family. Frisco Real Yard isn't just about food. This hotspot is also stage for local bands and musicians. On any night, you can find artists playing music ranging from country and rock to blues and jazz. The live music sets a lively, upbeat atmosphere that gets everyone in the groove. Catch the passion and musicality of the people living in Frisco. It's a community hub where people gather to eat, listen to great music, and enjoy good times together. The Frisco Real Yard is also a wonderful venue for special events, whether it's a birthday party, a corporate event, or even a wedding. This place can host it. With colorful food trucks and twinkling lights, the Real Yard provides a unique and charming backdrop for any celebration. So if you're in the area and looking for a place to chill, head to the Frisco Real Yard. It's a place where great food, good music, and fantastic vibes collide. This is all for today. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you on my next episode.